Howdy.
Howdy.
So what's your name?
Your name?
Officer Chris Graves.
Badge number.
54.
Bob.
So can I ask what you're doing recording around my... So this is my Sally port.
Yeah.
Okay, the court has their own rules. I transport prisoners in and out of this area. So everything you're doing here is a threat to my safety. So I need to know who you are. So I'd like to see your identification.
How am I threat to your safety?
Okay, I'm not going to ask you again. Can I see your identification,
No, you
please?
cannot. Am I
All
under arrest? Am I being detained?
You're about to be. Now turn off the
I'm
camera.
about to be arrested.
You are. Can I
Film
see
me
your
out
ID,
in public.
please? This isn't public. This is a
It
secure
is
area.
public. Have you read the friggin' sign? Let's go read the sign, gentlemen.
Let's not.
Yes. Let's read the sign.
All right.
You don't want to read the sign? You don't want to read the sign? Let's go read the sign.
Filming outside of the courthouse himself.
Let's see here.
See,
Let's see here. What's it say?
trooper parking only.
You know how to read? Trooper parking.
All right. Okay.
Trooper parking. I'm not parking.
That's fine.
Alright guys, this encounter goes off the rails almost immediately. A man peacefully filming outside a public courthouse is approached by an officer who instantly treats a camera like a weapon. No greeting, no professionalism, just demands, accusations, and threats. The officer claims the cameraman is somehow a threat to officer safety simply for standing near a public building and recording. Then comes the predictable demand for identification, backed by absolutely no lawful basis. No crime is alleged. No detention is explained. No suspicion is articulated beyond the officer's personal discomfort. But instead of answering basic constitutional questions, am I detained? Am I under arrest? The officer escalates emotionally. This is not calm policing. This is panic disguised as authority. And from the first 30 seconds, it's obvious. This officer isn't reacting to danger. He's reacting to someone who refuses to blindly submit.
I wouldn't say. Trooper parking.
Okay, what's
That's
your name?
That direction. This one is for this spot. There's no sign saying I can't go in there.
There is not.
No,
So
there's
can I have
not.
your name, please? I'm asking you. It's a lawful order to identify yourself.
What have I done?
I'm asking you to
crime-
identify yourself.
What crime have I committed?
Failing to identify yourself. How do I know that you're not
Have I
a...
committed a crime? I don't
I
have to
haven't-
identify myself to you unless I've committed a crime.
Okay, you need to put your hand down right now. All right, I'm asking you to identify yourself.
No,
Are you not
you
identifying
don't-
yourself?
you
Then
don't
let's go.
have-
I'm
Where
asking
am I
you to leave.
going?
I'm
Where am I
I'm
going?
telling you right now, you're
Where am I
about to get
going?
trespassed from the courthouse.
Trespass from
Yes,
outside.
I am telling you that
There's
right
law
now.
that says I can stand.
No,
out
there's
here and
not.
film
Do you
the
have a
building.
matter of court? No, you do not.
Yes,
I am not going to argue
The
with you. Do you
law
have
says
court
I
right
can
now?
stand out here.
Let's go. Are you
need
on the
to
court
calm
calendar?
down. You need to calm
No,
down.
you need to calm down.
You need to calm down. Let me
Then
talk
give
to
me
your
your
supervisor.
identification.
How about that? Let me talk to
Okay,
your supervisor.
absolutely.
You're out of control. You
Sold
need
out
to
in
calm
3, 2.
yourself down. Tell me what to do. You don't have no authority over me. Who do you think you are?
Is there a sergeant in Kenai?
He said, as long as I'm not inside the courthouse. Am I inside the courthouse?
Okay,
Isn't that
do
what
you
you
not
said?
see...
Isn't that what you said?
Do you not understand that walking around this building, videotaping this entire building might raise some alarm?
I own this building. The citizens of this state own this building. It's not your building. You don't have no authority out here unless I'm committing a crime. Am I committing a crime? And if
You know
so,
what?
what crime am I committing? Failure ID? I don't have to ID.
I'm done talking to you.
I don't have to ID to myself
fine.
to you.
I'm done
well, if you're
talking
done
to you.
talking to me, why don't you walk back in there and get on my face?
No,
How's that?
I have every right to be here that you do. You just
Yeah.
argued that to me.
I have every right.
Now, watch how quickly the officer's legal justification begins collapsing. He claims the area is secure and restricted, yet when challenged, he can't produce a single sign supporting that claim. Instead, he drags the cameraman to parking signs, and tries to pretend they somehow prohibit standing or filming nearby. That's not law enforcement, that's desperation. When the cameraman asks the most important question, "What crime have I committed?" the officer invents one on the spot. Failure to identify. But failure to identify only applies under lawful detention, and there is no lawful detention here. No reasonable suspicion, no probable cause, nothing. And then he escalates even further by threatening to trespass the cameraman from public property, another legally baseless claim. Every answer this officer gives only makes the situation worse for himself, because when someone knows the law, bluffing stops working.
I am a citizen of Alaska as well.
You're not right now. You're in your official capacity.
I am.
Yeah, which means you don't have any freaking rights.
Okay.
How dare you come out here and talk to me like that?
How dare you come record my video? How would you bring your
I have
attitude?
every right.
Okay,
I
good
am
for
a
you.
journalist gathering content for a story on this building.
Okay.
I have every right to be here and look at the vehicles that we pay for, the building that we pay for, and to check and make sure you guys are taking care of it. You have no authority over me. What do you think you are? Come out here barking orders at me? Give me your, I don't have to give you my ID. Don't you know the law? Aren't you law enforcement?
Here's where the mask fully comes off. The officer openly declares that government employees somehow have no rights while acting in official capacity. A statement so legally absurd it's almost hard to believe it came from law enforcement. He acts as if the courthouse belongs to him, as if public servants become kings the moment they put on a badge. But the cameraman reminds him of the obvious truth. Taxpayers own that building. Taxpayers pay for the vehicles. Taxpayers fund the salaries. Public employees do not get to shield government property from public scrutiny simply because it makes them uncomfortable. The officer doesn't respond with facts. He responds with rage. He invades personal space, raises his voice, and keeps posturing for authority he clearly doesn't have. This is no longer about security. It's about ego. And ego is losing badly.
Not how it works, buddy. You're gonna learn today, dude.
Okay.
You're gonna learn today.
All right.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
You're gonna learn today.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're gonna arrest me, you go ahead and arrest me. I'm not gonna resist.
You
I have
asked
no
for a
weapons
supervisor.
on me.
We're waiting for
I
my
have
supervisor
I
to
have
arrive.
No weapons on me.
Hey.
I have no ill will, no ill intent. I'm here simply quietly filming.
Waiting for a supervisor.
Yeah,
You
that's
asked for a
right.
supervisor.
Yeah.
So-
Threaten me with arrest. You go ahead and arrest me. I haven't done nothing wrong. Nothing. I have every legal reason to be here. I'm threatening you with, I'm a threat because I have a camera. You crazy?
Bill Condon is counter traffic at NPD.
You need to check yourself, dude. You
Okay.
need to check your attitude.
Okay.
It ain't happening today, dude. I don't know who you think you are, but you have no authority over me. None. Are you a supervisor? Nope. Okay. What's your name and badge number?
It's Officer Staley.
Officer Staley.
Staley?
How do you spell that?
Like Stanley without the end.
Okay. What's your badge number? 63. Awesome. Thank you. Who's the highest rank out here out of you three? No one? None of you?
We're all the same.
This is supervisor? PID.
Yep.
On state property. That's your guys' jurisdiction, not his. You think I'm just somebody you come out here? I know my laws, and I know my
Okay,
rights.
good for you.
And I'm literally standing on my rights. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. You have no authority over me. You're gonna go bully somebody, you go bully somebody else. You ain't gonna bully me.
I'm just telling you not to.
I can film anything I want, anything I can see in public. Anything my eyes can see, I can film. It's not the law. No, I'm not inside the courthout.
You're within the court property.
I'm not inside the courthouse.
Okay.
This gentleman
so-
right here said, as long as I'm not inside the courthouse, I'm fine. Got it on
Okay,
video.
so that's fine, but walking around the courthouse, filming trooper cars, filming vehicles, you don't think that's not suspicious? That's the only reason I
think
came
it's
out to find out who
suspicious
you
the
are.
way- I think it's suspicious the way you came out here barking orders.
'Cause
You
I
have
wanna
no
know who you
authority
are.
over me. You don't need to know who I am. It's none of your business.
Okay.
Sorry, what's your Grims? What's your name?
Grimes, sir.
Grimes.
Yes.
And your badge number?
K20.
Awesome. You said 20?
20.
20. Awesome. Thanks, man.
Your name?
I'm not giving you my name. Not after the interaction I just had. I would have, but
No, you wouldn't have. That's the first thing I asked you to identify
now
yourself.
when
and
you
you
come
said,
out
we're
barking
done.
orders at me, yeah,
Come
you
back
go
up
ahead
here
and go
again.
back to work. You're dismissed. Tyrant.
Then backup arrives, and suddenly everything changes. The moment additional officers step in, the entire tone shifts. Badge numbers are given professionally, voices lower. One officer quietly acknowledges what should have been obvious from the beginning. There is no requirement for the cameraman to identify himself. Another confirms he is within his rights so long as he remains outside the courthouse. Just like that, the legal fog disappears. Nothing about the cameraman's conduct changed. Nothing about the law changed. The only thing that changed was who was speaking. The original aggressor is instantly exposed, not as someone protecting public safety, but as the source of the entire problem. No one backs his threats. No one supports his legal claims. And with witnesses present, his authority begins collapsing under the weight of its own nonsense.
I ain't putting up with you today.
Hey, sir.
It ain't happening.
Can I have a conversation with you?
This guy just... No, the whole thing escalated because he came out screaming. He was supposed to be at like 9, like you are here at like 4. He came out here at 100. Straight off the bat. I'm not putting up with it today. I have every right to be here. You and all you guys know it. I'm outside the courthouse.
I'm not here to tell you.
I was told, I'm going to explain to you what I was just told.
Absolutely.
By that gentleman on the left right there.
Okay.
He told me as long as I'm not in the courthouse, I'm fine. And then I come over here. These signs say this right here, right? Is that correct? I can't go down there. That's trooper parking. Well, parking. Technically, I can go down there by law, but I'm not going to go down there because I'm not trying to start no.
Yeah, that's
but
probably good.
this over here.
So,
Is there any reason for me not to be over here? Exactly. Thank you very much. Why don't you go tell that tyrant right there to do his job and go back in the courthouse?
there's no reason to call names and stuff.
After the way I was just treated, oh, dude,
I'm not treating you that
I'm
way.
actually being calm compared to the way I was just treated. I will not be bullied.
Okay. So what
I'm
is?
a man standing here with the camera.
Do you mind me asking what your intent is here?
What does it look like my intent is?
I honestly have no
What
idea.
am I doing? Let's see.
Seems like you're here to rile people up and see what kind of
I didn't
reaction
say
you
nothing to nobody. I was quietly filming the outside of this building.
Mm-hmm.
The only interaction I had was with this gentleman. It worked out perfect. He said, as long as you're not in the courthouse, you're fine. I walked around over there. I walked around over here.
Okay.
That's it. I haven't interacted with anybody. Every time I had an interaction, I was approached.
Okay.
So how is that me looking for a confrontation?
I can't imagine any other reason to stand out here and film the courthouse, but
I'm
that's
a journalist
fine. I mean,
gathering content for a story for possible dissent.
Now pay attention to the justification. Officers start leaning on once the legal arguments fail. Suspicion. Not crime. Suspicion. They admit the cameraman is not breaking the law, yet still insist his behavior looks suspicious. That's the fallback position when authority can't point to an actual offense. A man with a camera becomes suspicious because officers don't like being watched. Journalism becomes suspicious because accountability makes people uncomfortable. Public oversight becomes suspicious because transparency threatens unchecked power. But suspicion is subjective. Rights are not. The cameraman explains his purpose. Journalism, documentation, gathering content. Far more explanation than the law ever requires. Yet even that isn't enough for the officer who cannot accept that citizens are allowed to observe government without permission. This isn't about safety anymore. It's about wounded pride.
sounds good to me.
I have the First Amendment right to be here. If
Well,
I can
that's,
see
that's
it,
not
if
actually
I
your
can see it,
First Amendment.
actually
right?
it is the member of the press. I have the right to film and disseminate information to the public.
No.
Information on this building, information on you guys. If you don't think so, you might want to look up some case law, bro.
I'm just saying,
First
I don't believe
Amendment
that falls
of
under
the
the
last
First Amendment.
Constitution even says that.
But, okay, that's fine. I'm not here to argue over the amendments. I don't.
Well, he's
I'm not.
trying to
I don't think
demand
you're
my ID.
violating any.
He's
of
trying to demand my ID, and I'm telling you that's not going to happen. You guys are going to arrest
So
me.
here's the
If
thing.
you guys, I'm just
you
going to tell you right now.
Hold on,
If you guys
hold
are
on.
gonna
Hey,
arrest
hey,
me,
hey.
you guys go ahead and arrest me because I'm not
Can I
leaving
talk?
until I'm done. Go ahead.
Can I talk? So, I don't see any reason to identify you right now. Okay. However,
Go back to work, dude.
Dude, stop. Why are you talking to him?
Yeah,
Hey,
tyrant. You're dismissed.
you see what you're doing? You're
Walk
trying to
the
rile
scene.
him up.
Oh, he just pissed me off.
Yeah, but you're riling him
How am I
up.
not supposed to be upset when he came out here demanding
You
my
can
ID
be
and everything
upset,
else?
but there's
Okay.
no reason. He's walking
Okay,
away.
yeah, he
There's
is
no
walking
reason for you to
away.
sit out here and
Last
call him
word.
names.
That's my prerogative.
So you have to have the last
Are
word.
you his
Sounds
boss?
like you're an instigator.
No, you guys are together. I'm an instigator, huh? Yeah, so you're one of those, aren't you?
What?
You're one of those. Why don't you just go back to work, bro?
What do you think I'm doing right now?
Right now, go back to work. You're dismissed.
You are fun.
Trash.
And in the end, the encounter closes exactly how unlawful confrontations usually do, without enforcement. No arrest, no citation, No trespass, no charges, just retreat. The officer who came storming out demanding ID and threatening jail is corrected by his own colleagues and forced to back off in embarrassment. That outcome matters, because the only reason the citizen walked away freely is because he knew his rights well enough to defend them in real time. Had he been uninformed, intimidated, or compliant out of fear, this could have ended very differently. That is the lesson here. Rights don't protect themselves. Cameras don't provoke misconduct, they expose it. And when authority forgets its limits, the Constitution only matters if citizens are willing to enforce it with knowledge, composure, and documentation. Stay calm, stay firm, and always keep recording.